We recently did a poll of 3,900 Doberman owners. Yeah, it was a ton of you. It blew my mind how many of you answered the survey. And we found out that a whopping 34% of you sleep with your Doberman either on your bed or in your bed at night with you. 36% of you have your Doberman sleeping in a totally different room from you. And 22% of Doberman owners, you guys have your Dobermans in a dog crate or on a dog bed in your room with you. So where is the right place for your Doberman to sleep? Well, today, we're gonna find out. And at the end of this video, we'll find out if you're really doing more damage than good if you're one of those people who's allowing your Doberman to co-sleep with you, either on your bed or, in your bed. So let's go. So today we're talking about the various places or situations you can put your Doberman in to sleep at night and which is the best for them in a way that really kind of aligns with them mentally and behaviorally, just naturally. Some sleeping situations, they're perfect for dogs with this unique set of natural tendencies that the Doberman has, and some are really not. Okay, the first sleeping situation, it's super common for owners of Dobermans and honestly owners of most breeds. It's simply sleeping in a crate with the door closed in their bedroom. Really, this is most often done when the dog really is just a puppy, a brand new puppy, and just bring the dog home. Usually that's around 8 weeks old. In my opinion, the quickest you'd want to transition out of this sleeping situation is around 6 months of age or so. So do it at the beginning, but consider sleeping or changing to a different sleeping situation, I should say, at night at around 6 months of age. I really urge new owners of a Doberman puppy to start them off in a crate when they're first bringing them home. There are just so many reasons for this. It's their own very own little secure place for them, just themselves, and it provides them with a real sense of security and comfort, which is something that they really need so badly when they're just leaving their mother and their siblings for the very first time. It helps them to also hold their bladder at night, which is great, and it keeps them safe so that they aren't chewing up something in the room and potentially swallowing it, something dangerous like that while you're sleeping. Now, make sure that the crate is large enough that they can sleep comfortably, yes, definitely, but that they can also get up and turn around, but small enough so that they can't get up, walk to, a different corner of the crate and have an accident at night. On your screen, you'll see my dog Arlo using a crate that I often recommend on Amazon. I'll find the link for you guys and I'll put it down in the description down below when I post this video. It's a fairly simple, straightforward wire crate. It comes with an adjustable divider, so you can just buy one big crate that'll fit your dog when they're older, and then just use this partition that it comes with to ensure, it's a proper, appropriate size as they grow. You can slowly expand it bigger and bigger as your dog gets bigger. It's also a really great idea to make sure you cover 3 of the 4 sides somehow, to really make the crate feel like a den to them and provide an extra sense of security. It'll really also, frankly, help minimize that nighttime crying stuff too. And also try to position it in the corner of a room or against a wall where they can still see you while you're sleeping, especially if the dog's really young. It provides them an extra layer of reassurance that they aren't alone there in this whole new environment. Just make sure that whatever you choose to cover the crate with, it can't be, pulled into the crate, chewed up and swallowed somehow, because some owners really get in trouble with that when they use certain blankets in certain situations, and it can be really dangerous if that happens. As long as there's something on 3 of the 4 sides of the crate, making it feel like a den, it'll really help tremendously. Okay, so how long should they be in the crate at night with the door closed? I mean, some people frankly do this for a long time, even well into adulthood, but for me, I like to work towards kind of more of a free roaming Doberman. And honestly, I really think they seem to like this more too. It allows them to fulfill that protection role that they have a whole lot better. And really, as you kind of start to trust your Doberman more and as they age, it should be really easy to transition to this also. So for me personally, the earliest I'd start leaving the door open and providing a little bit more freedom at night, it's around 6 months of age. Why 6 months? Well, because then your puppy should be pretty reliable with their potty training. They'll be about done with the teething stage also. So there's less of a desire to chew up and potentially swallow things during the night, maybe causing a blockage. And hopefully they're getting a bit more reliable and just general good house manners as well. And now you're starting to give them more freedom to be kind of an alert guard dog that they instinctually want to be by having that door open. But they still have their den. So, it's their safe place. They still have that retreat to go to, which Dobermans also really need to feel secure. Also, if you have a dog door to the backyard, they can let themselves out to go to the bathroom at night, and they can go out and, drink water at night also without crying and waking you up. These are things that just make life just so much easier for you as the owner. Now, frankly, a lot of owners, they'll stop just right there, and they'll perpetually have a Doberman that sleeps in a crate with the door open at night, which is totally fine. But personally, I like to work towards my Doberman sleeping on a normal dog bed at night and without a crate. This makes it easier for me to see them at night. And if you ever need to leave your Doberman with someone, you can just bring that simple bed with them, something that's familiar to them to sleep on, and you don't need to lug around a giant dog crate with you and hand off a huge, giant piece of equipment to a family member to watch your dog for a day or two. I also urge my coaching clients that I work with to wait till around 10 months of age before making this transition with their Doberman. Females, they frankly might be able to do this a little earlier. Males, they tend to mature slower, and you might even do this maybe slightly later depending on the dog, but you could typically make this transition sometime around that age, around 10 months, if they've matured and they're becoming more reliable when they're unattended. Plus, as they get older and they get more confident, they're gonna figure out this role as their protection dog, since really that's what these dogs were created for and from the beginning, and they do seem to be happier with just a better view of their environment during the nighttime. And still position the bed in a corner if you can, so that their back is against a wall, and keep it in a position where they can see the entrance to your doorway or to your room. This is big for the Doberman breed. They want to see the door to your room. This is very much instinctual for them, so make sure that they can see it, and that way they'll feel a lot more comfortable at night. Now for me personally, this is where I normally stop. About 10 months of age, plus or minus a month or two, is when I get here. Where my Doberman is sleeping in my room on a normal bed and free roaming at night, and this is a setup that my dog has for life. They love it because they're with me, they have freedom at night, and it just allows for a lot of flexibility for me if I travel with my dog or I need to leave my dog with a family member for a day or two. So this is a progression that I love, but there are definitely some other optional sleeping arrangements as well, which frankly are kind of cool too, that you really might want to consider. And a lot of owners do these with their Dobermans and absolutely love it. But real quick, before we jump into those, I do want to tell you a bit about the sponsor here at Doberman Planet, Ollie, who makes some amazing dog food. And well, frankly, here, I'll let an actual Doberman Planet viewers, an actual real owner of a Doberman who you might have seen on this channel before, I'll let him explain a little bit more.
This is Ollie, and this is what we have been giving our Doberman Zeta lately. Now, Zeta has been on a wet food, dry food mix diet for about 2.5 years since we brought her home. This has been the first time we've changed her food, and it has absolutely been worth it. I think you guys might want to give it a try. So not only when you open this up do you immediately see that it is significantly fresher than the gray mass that you might pull out of a can that comes from the store. This is brighter, it has little pieces of actual vegetable in it that you can see. And as if it doesn't look good enough, we know that it tastes better than her previous food, because while she always finished her meals before, she's now licking the empty bowl for about 20 seconds after she's done with it, making sure she doesn't leave a single atom of this behind.
If you guys want to check out Ollie to see if it might be a really good thing to do for your dog, just like Michael did for his dog Zeta, who you just saw, the link will be down below in this video in the description area. Just look for the 2 little blue arrows. Oh, and by the way, if money's a little tight right now, you can totally get some of the benefits of Ollie and make it a little cheaper by choosing to do a half and half plan with him also. This is kind of where you mix your dog's normal food with half of Ollie fresh food and just kind of have like a half and half situation. It's just a little tip for you guys. Ollie's actually has that option when you sign up for their first box as well. All right, let's jump back into some other cool options for your Doberman's sleeping situation. Okay, there's another option that a lot of owners like to do, and it's to have their Doberman sleep in a room that's totally separate from their own bedroom. Now, I definitely don't suggest this for a young puppy, but when you get to around 10 months of age or so, it's definitely a possibility to move them out of your room and into another room. Now, I wouldn't personally ever do, say, like another bedroom where they're alone, unless they're with someone else in that room who they've kind of bonded to. But I could certainly see having your Doberman sleep in a common area like a living room or somewhere else like that. Remember their instincts here and how this plays in. They're really hardwired to know what's going on and kind of have some level of situational awareness, while also really wanting to feel connected to and protective of their owners. So being in a common area where they spend a lot of the time with their owners, that could definitely check some of these boxes for them. But kind of being in a side room by themselves, somewhere they don't spend a lot of room, that doesn't necessarily appeal well at all to the Doberman's natural instincts. So if you're gonna sleep in a completely different room from your Doberman, make sure it's like maybe in your kid's bedroom or someone else's room in the house where there's actually somebody in there sleeping that they've bonded to, or make it a common area where they spend a lot of time with you and they'll really still feel like that area is part of their home or part of their den area. Okay, here's the big one. Co-sleeping with your Doberman, you know, like having your Doberman sleep on or in your same bed with you. This is certainly possible. It's certainly doable. A lot of you guys do it, especially after 6 months of age when they're potty trained and there's no longer really need to be, you know, as contained during the night for safety. So you definitely can do it, but should you do it? Some people, they do co-sleep with their Doberman their whole life. And honestly, after really looking in depth into this, not only to the number of owners who do this, which is about 34% of all Doberman owners, by the way, but also looking at some of the studies about co-sleeping, there really are a lot of potential upsides and not many downsides to it. According to a 2024 study, co-sleeping with your dog provides the owner with a sense of security and comfort, and it also really helps us to strengthen the dog's bond with the owner. And it reduces anxiety and stress for the owner as well. Also, according to a 2013 study, it can actually help regulate your heart rate as the owner and your blood pressure as well. Kind of amazing. Also, it really does not seem to lead to any dominance issues, which really was a big concern. It's a major concern for a lot of Doberman owners, including myself, really, for a long time. Another study that addressed this, it looked at 300 dogs and it found that dogs that slept on the bed with their owners at night had the same rates of dominance aggression as the dogs that didn't. The biggest downside to co-sleeping with your Doberman, according to all these studies, it seems to be just the potential for lower quality of sleep for you, the owner, and increased insomnia issues as well. And you know, when you own a 100-pound Doberman who gets up multiple times at night and keeps trying to get closer and closer to you, and sometimes, you know, gets up and kind of body slams themselves on you at night because they're trying to get even closer, you'll understand this downside. Ask me. Go ahead. Ask me how I know. And by the way, the sources to all these studies, they're down in the description below if you want to check them out. I did a really great video recently that actually dove in depth into all the behaviors, both the positive and the negative ones too, that co-sleeping with your Doberman will lead to. It's actually a really interesting video, and well, if you're considering co-sleeping with your Doberman, you should definitely check this out. In this video, it's about over, so you might as well go check that one out. And the link to that one should be popping up in the corner of your screen right there. Don't forget to check out our sponsor, Ollie Dog Food. The link will be down below, and we'll see you again on the next one.